The ambulance raced through the city, its siren wailing like a cry for justice. Inside, the billionaire's wife hovered between life and death. A weak pulse, faint breaths, hope hung by a thread. The son sat by her side, clutching her hand, his mind torn apart by what had just unfolded. The woman the world had declared dead was alive, and only a ragged stranger had seen the truth. Nothing made sense anymore. At the cemetery gates, the homeless man struggled against the grip of the guards, his voice hoarse but still burning with desperation. You think this is about saving her life? Number. This is about what they've been hiding from you all along. His cries echoed, but the family dismissed him as a lunatic. Yet his words lodged like thorns in the son's chest. That night, the son could not sleep. The house was filled with the silence of luxury, polished floors, chandeliers glittering coldly, portraits of ancestors glaring down from gilded frames. But behind the beauty, something rotten stared. He remembered the homeless man's eyes. Wild, yes, but also filled with pain. A man doesn't fight that hard without reason. He searched his mother's documents, her journals, her letters. Hours passed. Finally, buried beneath papers in a locked drawer, he found it. Photographs. Old, torn, faded. A younger version of his mother, standing beside the same homeless man. They weren't strangers. They knew each other. His heart raced. He demanded answers from the doctors who had declared her dead. One, trembling under the pressure, confessed, "We were paid." Others came from within the family. "We signed the papers without question." Betrayal cut deeper than any knife. The son confronted his uncles the next morning. "You tried to bury her alive. You bribed the doctors." "Why?" The uncles exchanged glances, but one smirked coldly. "Because she knew too much. And now, so do you." Before he could react, men in dark suits blocked the doors. His uncles leaned closer, whispering, "You think this is your family? Number. This is an empire. And empires aren't ruled by truth, they are ruled by power." The son barely escaped that night, fleeing into the streets of Lagos. With nowhere else to turn, he searched for the homeless man. He found him under a bridge, sitting by a fire of burning scraps, his eyes shadowed with memories too heavy to carry. "You knew my mother," the son said breathlessly. The homeless man looked up, tears glistening. "I didn't just know her, I loved her. Long before she married your father, she was my world. But they stole her from me. Your family destroyed everything, took her, silenced me, left me with nothing." The son staggered back, the truth crushing him. This broken man was not just a stranger, he was the ghost of a love story buried beneath wealth and lies. "Why didn't she tell me?" he whispered. The homeless man's voice cracked. "Because she was afraid. Afraid of the same people who just tried to bury me alive." Together, they returned to the hospital, only to find her room empty, the bed sheets cold, the machines disconnected. A nurse, trembling with fear, confessed she had been taken away by men in black cars. Panic surged through the son's veins. He and the homeless man chased every lead, every whisper in the city's underbelly. Finally, in a crumbling warehouse at the edge of the port, they found her. She was weak, but alive, chained like a prisoner. Her eyes filled with tears when she saw them. The uncles emerged from the shadows, flanked by men with guns. "You should have let her die," one snarled. "Some truths are too dangerous." The son stood firm, rage boiling. "No, the truth is the only thing that will set us free." The homeless man, trembling but determined, stepped forward. "You think I'm nothing, a beggar, trash, but I have lived through the fire you lit in my life. and I'm still standing. You can't bury the truth. You can't bury love. A fight erupted. Chaos roared through the warehouse. Amid the struggle, the son broke his mother's chains and carried her out into the night, while the homeless man shielded them, taking blows meant for both of them. Police sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had tipped them off. The uncles scattered like rats, the empire of lies crumbling. The billionaire's wife was rushed once more to safety, this time under police protection. At dawn, the homeless man lay injured but alive. The son knelt beside him, tears falling freely. You saved her. You saved us all. The homeless man smiled weakly. I only did what love demanded. Remember this, money builds walls, but truth breaks them down. Weeks later, the truth stormed across headlines. The uncles were arrested, the doctors exposed, the empire shaken to its foundation. And at the center of it all stood a son who had chosen truth over power, and a homeless man who had refused to let love be buried. When his mother recovered, she told her son the full story, how love had been stolen from her, how lies had chained her, and how fate had returned her first love in the hour of greatest need. She wept, but the tears were no longer of sorrow, they were of release. The son helped the homeless man back onto his feet, giving him a home, dignity, and honor. No longer a beggar, he became part of the family again, not by blood, but by the bond of truth. And so the story closed not with death, but with resurrection, not with wealth, but with love that outlived betrayal. For in the end, the greatest riches are not found in coffins, but in the hearts that refuse to give up.